All right, it says that it's recording. I don't see my volume indicator anymore, so I hope you can hear me. I will definitely be able to know on the playback. Guys, it's Josh Barnett with Better Homes and Garden Real Estate Paramount. Thinking about buying or selling a house? Always give me a call, 405-315-7965. All right, thanks for joining me on this part 5 of our 5-part series on things that sellers should be aware of when selling their property. This part is over the investigations, inspections, reviews, repairs, and the final walkthrough. Folks, as a seller, this is from a seller standpoint. Inspection period, very important. As you can see here, clause 7 talks about how many days after the time reference date. Clause 5 is the time reference date. How many days after the time reference date buyers will be able to have to do their inspections? Just pay attention to that timeline. If they put 20 right here, they've got 23. Because if you leave clause 5 blank, it adds 3 days because of this sentence, the last sentence right here. If it's left blank, the parties agree that it shall be the 3rd day after the last signature. So, if they put 20 here, it'll be 23. If they put business days on clause 13, it'll be 23 business days. Keep that in mind when you're scheduling your lives around the buyers. As a seller, the buyer's the consumer. You got to try to work with them to get your house sold. If you want the buyers to follow your guidelines, make sure you pay attention to these dates. Very, very important. My dog's getting ready to bark. I'm going to close my window. All right, and I'm back. Okay. Now, once the inspections are done, the contract is an as-is contract, in my opinion. And we know what opinions are worth. The important thing to remember as a seller, 7 Charlie 2 Alpha, 7 Charlie 2 Bravo on the Oklahoma real estate contract. If a buyer turns in a TRR, they can no longer just cancel the contract. And there's a special form for cancellation. It has the word cancel at the top of it. If they want to cancel the contract, receive their earnest money back in full, they just send in the cancellation form. If they still want to buy your house, but there's a couple things they'd like you to fix that they weren't expecting to be wrong with your house, they'll turn in what's called the Treatment Replacement Repair Form. TRR form for short. Okay? Once that form is turned in, buyers and sellers have 7 days, if left blank, 7 days, if left blank, to come to a written agreement. If a written agreement is not reached within the time specified in this provision, the contract shall terminate. It doesn't say cancel, it says terminate. And the earnest money returned to the buyer. So if a written agreement is not reached in that 7 days if left blank, then the contract terminates and the earnest money is returned to the buyer. 99.99 to the 10th level agents are still going to ask you to sign a release. 80% of those agents are going to ask you to fill out the cancellation form, which is not applicable. It's not applicable. The release is for the earnest money. Clause 14 says right here, not 14, Clause 16 talks about the earnest money release. A written release is executed by the buyer and seller agreeing to disbursement. That form has to be filled out. If a TRR is canceled because no written agreement is released, if a contract is terminated because a TRR written agreement is not reached, there's no cancellation form. If they ask you to sign it, what are you going to base it on? 7 Charlie 2 Alpha? You can't. It says or. It says or. And it says right here, if they turn in the TRR, they no longer, they waive their right to cancel. Come on, guys. Pay attention to what your agents are having you sign as far as buyers and sellers go. Make sure you're reading everything. Don't just trust your agent. I find that quite a bit of them don't actually follow the actual contract either. My opinion, not talking bad about people, only stating facts. Only stating facts, not talking bad about people. So, if you agree to do some repairs as a seller, do them to really good standards. Don't halfway do the repairs, because the buyers get to do a final walkthrough. Look right here on this clause. Where's my final walkthrough clause? Acceptance of property, inspections. Okay, final walkthrough clause. Buyers or other person buyer deems qualified may perform re-inspection of the property pertaining to the termites, to the treatments, repairs, or replacements. That's a walkthrough on the repairs. That's one walkthrough. Number 2, buyer may perform a final walkthrough inspection. There's another walkthrough right before closing, a final walkthrough. So if you feel like the buyer is coming to your home too much, they have these 2 rights. They have the contractual rights to go do the re-inspection. And all inspections and re-inspections shall be paid by the buyer unless prohibited by a mortgage lender. Such as if you accept the VA contract, pay attention to what that VA addendum says that the buyer can and cannot pay. Because if you accept the VA addendum and it specifically says the buyer can't pay for X, that means someone else is paying for it. Are the agents? Not typically. Nope. You as a seller are going to be paying for that if you want to sell your house on that contract. So here are 3 more times a buyer gets to inspect the property: after the repairs and replacements are done and during the final walkthrough. Make sure you get the repairs done correctly. And if it's something that you're using a licensed contractor to do, electrical, plumbing, heat and air, mechanical, make sure they pull some permits. You don't want to be caught as a seller with your pants down because the contractor didn't pull the right permits. Okay? All right. Guys, I hope you found this video series very helpful. I provide it as educational purposes only and entertainment. This is not, I'm not your realtor, not giving you real estate advice. I'm not a title guy, not a home inspector, not any of that stuff. I'm a real estate agent. Providing good content out there on YouTube. Give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends who are thinking about selling their house. If you would like to hire me as your real estate agent, give me a call, 405-315-7965. Josh Barnett, Better Homes and Garden Real Estate Paramount. I've got people all over the state of Oklahoma, and I am ready to help you sell your property. 405-315-7965. Excuse me. The cottonwoods are out today, and they are killing me. You guys have a great day. Subscribe to the channel to get more real estate updates. Alrighty, bye.